should actually show you my other books because they're a little bit, I guess, more developed. But so I'm really into mapping as a way of kind of organizing my thoughts, and also the metaphors of mapping, this idea of exploration and navigation and guiding and getting lost, and so I've used that idea of mapping quite a bit just in my own thinking, but also in the ways I facilitate. And this idea of border towns is kind of an extension of that, that territories that border each other and the exchange that happens in those border towns is something that I kind of wanted to hold this year. This idea of exchange, this idea of what is valuable about border towns, because it often juxtaposes extreme difference, and how do they navigate that, and the richness of that exchange. So that was just kind of the main idea, and so this was just working through some ideas of risk and listening, and then this just kind of opens up into just other things that it's more, well, these are just my notes, but fault lines and just, I guess, kind of mapping that idea further. This is kind of stuck. So I've also been thinking a lot about the qualities that exist in conversations and interactions and facilitation and teaching that are not named, and so that's something. So it's just a way of kind of keeping track of certain themes and things for me. So yeah, this one really is actually linked previously. So it just opens up, and I have different notes in different places, and this kind of comes up. It's just a drawing and more stuff here, and these, it just opens up more, just mapping ideas and things like that. Yep, here's now today's ideas. And it goes on the back, and it goes on the front.
So do you always use like materials that are just there?
Yeah, always, because it's about like all these things just land up in files or land up in recycling bins.
Yeah.
And if I want to keep them, I mean, I don't use everything, but if there are some things that I want to keep, I want to remember. So these were some, like, I guess, where's that? Just made a little pocket for myself. And where is those? There's some parts that are somewhere around here that I wanted to keep. And so some of them I stuck, which is what you see over here. Just kind of ideas that I stuck.
So it's a story of the borders. It's a mapping.
It's a collection of I'm not a linear thinker, so notebooks don't work for me. I write, like I get inspired by something, and I write, and then it'll just stick on a shelf, and I won't use it again because every single page looks like every other page, and there's no difference in the page. And so it's also for me, it's like a visual mapping. It's like, how do I keynote for myself different things that I want to remember? And so each of these things has something that I want to remember.
How often do you look at it then afterwards?
I use it a lot. I use it a lot when I'm kind of trying to go back to an idea or share an idea with someone else that I've gotten inspired by.
And you've done about four or five of these books?
Yeah.
One a year?
Yeah, and I have them in my bag because I bring them with me because I want to see also how my thinking has.
I have to see that.
Yeah.